Alright guys, welcome back. Got another video for you. What I had done, short and sweet, down and dirty, what I had done is I got me a coon 4 years ago, a female, and I'd never done tanning, and I was very interested in egg tanning. So when the opportunity came up for me to tan this lady out, I could not wait. Okay, I used eggs from our hen house, store-bought eggs. I don't know, they may work. I don't know if you're familiar with the way a store-bought egg looks versus a farm egg, but the yolk in a farm egg is so much more dark and rich, and there's a lot more good things in it, and therefore they're naturally going to be better for tanning, for egg tanning. So that's what I did. I separated the yolks from the whites, and after I got her skinned out, laid her over fur side down and rubbed my egg yolks in real good to the hide and covered her with a wet towel. And you have to keep checking the towel because you don't want it to dry out. So every time you touch the towel and it's starting to feel like it's drying out, you hit it with a mister. Take a spray bottle and just a mist and mist it down. Now after 3 days, I took the egg yolks, because after 3 days they had dried, because I still have to go to work and things like that, and there was nobody to do this for me. So after 3 days I scraped all that off. I washed her again in warm water with Dawn dish soap, help remove some of the oils, and then pat her dry real good, rubbed in more egg yolks, and we went another 4 days, and that gave me a grand total of 7 days with the tanning solution on her of egg yolk. Now, my problem with this coon, the first time I skinned her out, as you can see, I kept everything that I could keep. I've got tail, which is split out, okay? The tail is not in there. And I kept the head, I kept the face, I kept the eyes, I kept the ears, I kept even the whiskers, and the nose, because she was or still is actually, my wall hanger. Okay, she's my showpiece. I like the rustic look. I like my house that I'm currently building is going to be more of a cabin than an actual house, and I wanted her to be a part of that. Therefore, she goes in the house. Hangs on my wall. But what I did not do the first time around was, I was worried, because I'd never done it before, I was worried about fleshing her out too deep and taking too much off, so I did not. And the way the head is right now, if you look at that, about like a rawhide dog chew, okay? The entire coon was this way, because I didn't take off, I took off extra meat and things like that, but there was still a lot of stuff in here. I took off muscle tissue, but there was still a lot of stuff in here that should have came off that didn't, because I was afraid of puncturing the hide or tearing it or producing a hole, something like that. So now here it is 4 years later, and I've decided, had her hanging on the wall just like this, and I'd taken the sides and I had wrapped them around so she had a slim profile, and it's been hanging just like this for 4 years. And really stiff though. Like I said, the way the head is how the whole body was. So now I've decided I want this hide a little more supple. I want to be able to lay it out. I want it to be floppy, I want it to be like this. So pocket knife, and I'm taking and scraping. It's not a real sharp knife, not a super sharp knife, because all I'm doing is I'm shaving out all this extra fiber and this extra tissue that I should have shaved out before. And essentially, you've got some stuff about like this, almost looks like wood chips or something, or wood shavings, but it's rawhide. And you've got some strips like this. That's what it looks like, that's what it smells like. Smells exactly like a dog's rawhide chew toy. So, we're getting all that scraped out of here. Now, as far as breaking the hide, once, which is already should have been done also, once I get all this removed, cordless drill with a paint stripper pad on it and go over the coon hide will break the hide. Now, I know it works because that's what I've already done with all this. That's why all of this is just like this, okay? All of this is nice and supple now. Now, since I'm scraping off all this, essentially, like I said, it's raw hide. Since I'm scraping all this off, now I'm getting down under too close to the hide where there's more oils. So, when I'm done with this, and I will take my cordless drill with that stripper on there. Like I said, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to go over the entire hide this way. And break it down real good. And then I'm going to wash it one final time in Dawn. And degrease it really well. And then rinse it very well. And then I'll hang it, and I will likely break it one more time. Now, the egg canning really worked. I was impressed. I didn't think it would come out, but as you can see, it has. And I know a lot of people, when they set the hair on an animal, is they'll lay them down, first side down, and salt the piss out of them, okay? And then you end up with this crust, a salt crust. I don't do that. Everything I've ever preserved, I've salted. However, I make a strong solution of salt water, and I drop the entire hide in and make sure that all of it is submerged and soak it in a very strong, we're talking like ocean water strong solution for 24 hours. Like I said, this is a 4-year-old girl, and shake her out now a little bit. But as you can tell, the hair is very well set. 24-hour soak in salt water, and I guarantee you this hide has not lost nary a hair in 4 years. Very well set, and like I said, even the facial hairs, even the whiskers, everything, everything held really good. So, I'm going to continue working her down and get her cleaned up, and I want her to be more versatile. She hangs on the wall, like I said, but I'd like to be able to, I'd like to be able to lay it out, over like a tabletop or something like that. Kind of like, how people used to do bearskin rugs. Well, I got me a little coon skin here. She make a good centerpiece on a coffee table even, Lay her out like this, and my wife has a kerosene lamp that belonged to her great-grandmother. It was a wedding gift to her great-grandmother, and I want to say 1912. So it's an old lamp. And the kerosene lamp then would sit right here, in the middle of the hide. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up because I don't want to ramble. I'm losing daylight really quick, and I've still got a little bit of work to do out here. But thank you guys for your views, and like I said, if you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe and share videos if you want to. Share them on social media. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. I do answer the questions that people ask me, or if you comment, I do comment back. So thank you very much for your views and your support, and I'll get another video out to you guys as soon as I possibly can.